Good morning. Last evening I was sitting with the deputy chief of the region, of the police of the region, and I was shocked to know that 20% of the crimes today deal with the online crimes. Forget the online frauds, forget the online cheating. My main concern today is about online bullying, online abuse, especially online misogyny, hatred for women. As I said, 20% of the crimes today are online, and they are not ones dealing with fraud. They are dealing precisely with abuse, harassment, mental torture of human beings, especially the most vulnerable parts of society, that's women. If I were to tell you that between a short span of 3 weeks, 23rd of April to the 15th of May, more than 1.5 million tweets only, I'm not talking of the full Facebook, I'm not talking of the other social media, but just of Twitter, 1.5 million tweets were misogynist, abusive, using words which normally we would not use in our daily relationship. Shocking. It's become a common thing to put up news, so-called news, which have no validity on the social media, believing that at least some people would believe it. Imagine the mental torture and the agony that is undergone by the victim. It has also happened many times that absolutely misleading news are truncated news. You put one part and not the concluding part online and let the reader draw his or her own conclusion. Shocking. And almost inhuman apart from being criminal. You'll be shocked if I tell you once again, that's not the people, the male folk who are guilty of this crime. As a matter of 55% of the tweets were by the women themselves. The biggest perpetrators are women, category A. Category B is people who are habitually malicious. They suffer from a syndrome, I'll call it motiveless malignity. They have no reason. They just cannot stand anybody's reputation. And then they jump into it. And the third is fanatics. You say something against their faith, against their creed, against their belief, howsoever correct it may be, they'll start digging into all the rubbish, and in case the rubbish is not there, they'll create it. After all, their minds, their brains are sinkholes of rubbish, and they find some small item which is proved to be incorrect, but they start splashing it on the social media with all the force that they can command. So whether it's born of the motiveless malignity, whether it's born of the criminal revenge, whether it's born just by the sheer sadism, taking pleasure in the pain of others, or whether it is psychological bent of mind being a misogynist, hatred of the womankind, whatever it may be, it finds expression on the social media. And the victim has been the victim before and the victim after that. because whatever is on the internet practically never goes off, even when it's deleted. How to face it? It has four major effects. The most important effect in the beginning is psychological. The victim is perceived to be a criminal or a bad person or an evil person or whatever you want to call it. Secondly, victim not only loses his social prestige, he also loses sometimes his personal respect and self-honor. Thirdly, he is subjected to further criticism who may not originally have been the perpetrators of the crime but take advantage of it at times of need. Now the point is, with the spread of social media, how to do it, how to face it, how to eradicate this evil which is criminal from the point of view of law of the land, because it's defamatory, it's libelous, it's torture, mental and often physical. We have seen the bullies making life hell for the children, and those children who are the victims of the online bullying either become sociopaths or suffer from inferiority complex, or at times they might be goaded into becoming the pawns of the criminals, because they feel that when they join a gang that they are going to get protection from these online bullying and abuse. So this abusive online torture is assuming proportions which is not acceptable either economically or socially or on the human level. And more often than not, police is not working because it's too difficult. At times people create fake accounts and use those fake accounts to indulge in these nefarious, despicable, detestable activities. So what to do? The first thing is, if you are a victim, do not shy away from it, talk about it. When you take the horn by the bulls, as the proverb is, 80% people will believe that you are right, because an honest man always fights. A person who is a coward runs away, he is admitting, and then people say, well, there's no smoke without a fire. The fire may not be there. But why let the smoke go? So face it and say, no, it's wrong. Second, repudiate it. Not only read it, not only talk about it, repudiate it. Say it's wrong. Say why it is happening. Thirdly, go to the authorities. And you would find more often than not, the authorities would be helpful to you. Fourth, approach the engine concerned, whether it's a Facebook or a Twitter or a LinkedIn or whatever. There are about 85 social medias today which are active. And I have seen that in the last 1 month, more than 80,000 posts were removed from Google and Facebook. 80,000 posts. So, go to them, don't feel shy. Fourth, form a support group. The people who know you, the people who are friends, the people who are aware that you are being victimized, go to them. Tell them to join you in a crusade against this criminal activity. And most importantly, go to police. Go to the police to protect your identity, to protect your entity, to protect your personality, and to maintain psychological balance. The bullies, whether physical or online, the abusers, whether physical or online, the misogynists, whether physical or online, whatever, they are essentially cowards. When you face them, when you talk to them, either they'll run away with tail tucked between their hind legs like a dog which is pelted. They'll keep on barking for some time, immaterial, but they would not bite unless they're gone mad. And if they're gone mad, then you've got the police, as I said earlier, to protect you. The moment you start taking action, the things would turn out to be bitter. The biggest problem is that most of the victims, do not speak out. They say, okay, it has happened, we can't help it. No, you can help it. You know, even the old proverb is, God helps those who help themselves, and same can be modified now today. Authorities help those who help themselves. Don't cringe. Your confidence, your ability to fight, your ability to face onslaught would enable you to ensure that these abusers, whether online or physical, that these miscreants, these criminals, once you look up to them, they will slink away like rats. And rats they are. Human rats they are, basically. Dirty, filthy. And then, the biggest part is that they indulge in abuse, and 90% of the fake names, sometimes under real names, but all the time they are using it because you don't speak out. Friends, the worst sufferer in this are the young girls, the teenagers, are the impressionable boys. The boys become criminals as suffer from inferiority complex and become subhumans. The girls have been used by online abuse and misogyny to turned to flesh trade. You as parents have a right and a duty to protect your daughters. And you young girls have a right to protect yourselves and the coming generations. Wake up. Society as a whole has to wake up to this evil which is increasing every day. This evil which is hidden today but would not remain hidden for a long time. Is it too late to wake up? I don't think so. The laws are there. Laws are there to protect you. Make use of those laws. The search engines surely try to help you. The Facebook or the Twitter or the LinkedIn or the Tumblr, whatever it is. Go to them. Complain to them. Ask your friends to join you in the crusade against these criminals. I know it's impossible to eradicate evil. It's impossible. But at least you can create a comfort zone, a safety zone for yourself, where you can breathe, live like a normal human being. And it's also the duties of the people in authority, whether they're teachers, or the police, or the doctor even, the family doctor, or a good friend, and most especially if you are a parent, or an elder brother, or an elder sister, to see that if somebody in your trust is being exploited in this way, it is high time to shed that notion of prestige and honor. I've seen, especially in the South Asian families, well, if this thing goes out, what shall be? What shall the people say? The family honor shall suffer. Bullshit. Human beings are more important than this so-called family honor. Look after yourself. Look after your dear and dear ones. And possibly then you can face the screw. Thank you.